Welcome back to another player build, y'all. Today we have this year's #1 overall pick, of course, none other than Matthew Schaefer, now of the New York Islanders. Let's hop right into how to make this build for y'all. Let's get it. Now, to recreate Matthew Schaefer in ESHL, I feel like there's really two main archetypes that come to mind that really are the only ones that could be accurate for Matthew Schaefer, and that is, of course, a puck-moving defenseman and a two-way defenseman. I did create a puck-moving defenseman build, and it was solid, but I felt like it was just missing some stuff. The defense was a little bit lower, you know, the deking stuff was obviously a little bit higher, the skating and stuff was obviously a little bit higher, but all in all, the important attributes for Matthew Schaefer ultimately were better on a two-way defenseman, so that's what we decided to go with. We are able to go with his actual height and weight, which is 6'2", and his weight is 183 pounds, which is a pretty solid weight for ESHL, especially because he is a pretty fast skater as well. He does, of course, shoot left-handed, and abilities and boosts we will come back to as always. Now, first, for Matthew Schaefer's technique attributes, of course, our main focus for this technique category is going to be to focus on his skating. So we are going to add 5 to speed, add 5 to agility as well, and then take 3 off slap shot accuracy, take 2 off wrist shot accuracy, and 1 off bounce. Reason being is, I mean, of course, Matthew Schaefer does have a pretty solid shot, but in comparison to his skating and everything, I feel like his shot definitely does need some work, which, of course, he's super young, so he has a lot of time to improve on this, and by the time we're making this build 5 years down the road, he could have completely different attributes by then, but for now, this is what we're rocking with. Next, for Matthew Schaefer's power attributes, of course, we're going to add 5 to acceleration, as like I said, he's a super solid skater, both speed, very agile, and of course he is very quick to get to his top speed, so we do have to max out his acceleration. Then we're going to add 1 to puck control, add 1 to wrist shot power, and just simply take 5 off endurance. As like I always say, I'm just not focused on showing off the endurance for these player builds. So that for Schaefer's playstyle attributes, we're just simply going to add 4 to passing, add 3 to offensive awareness, and add 2 to both stick checking and defensive awareness, and just take 4 off body checking, because of course Schaefer is not really known for kind of laying the body. He's not a super physical D-man. Then for Matthew Schaefer's tenacity attributes, we're just simply going to add 5 to hand-eye, of course. Then we're just going to add 3 to strength, because Matthew Schaefer, he does need to kind of use his size a little bit more, and that was one of the things that a lot of the scouts were saying, so we are going to use that a little bit in this build. Of course, we are still adding 3, because I feel like 84 strength is more than reasonable for Matthew Schaefer. Then, of course, being that he was injured for most of this past season, we do, of course, have to take 5 off durability, and we are going to take 1 off shot blocking as well. And finally, for Matthew Schaefer's tactics attributes, we're of course just going to add 5 to digging, as he is a remarkable stick handler. Then we're going to add 5 to discipline as well, as he is also a remarkable defender, so getting his discipline up is also going to credit that a bit. We're of course going to take 5 off his face-offs, as he is a D-man, and we're just simply going to take 3 off fighting. You could take 5 off fighting because he doesn't fight, and I don't really think he will be a fighter once he does get to the NHL, but regardless, we're only going to take off 3 because there's really no point in just having 20 extra skill points left over for no reason. Now, for Matthew Schaefer's zone ability, there's of course a few different abilities you could go with, but the one that I ultimately decided to go with is quick pick. He's a remarkable defender, like I said, especially at playing those passing lanes. His IQ, especially defensively, is just so damn high, and quick pick shows that off just absolutely perfectly. Next, for Schaefer's superstar abilities, I really did debate between a few different abilities, like seeing eye. He doesn't have the hardest shot, but he is a very accurate shooter, especially shooting around traffic, so I was debating on giving him that. Ultimately, I did decide to go with tape to tape for his first one, because he is a remarkable passer. No matter where you are on the ice, he is going to find you. He is going to find the open man, and he just simply sets plays up like it's nothing, and tape to tape really helps show that. For his second one, I was debating if I wanted to go defensive, if I wanted to go some kind of deking ability, but I actually decided to go with the skating ability. Now, of course, if there was elite edges, but still we would be able to go with elite edges, and we would probably rock with that for Matthew Schaefer. However, that does not exist anymore in ESHL, of course. But we are going to go with another skating ability, and that is, of course, in reverse, because he is just a remarkable skater, so I felt like it would have been wrong to not give him some kind of skating ability. And finally, for Matthew Schaefer's boost, for his first one, we are going to go with shooting threat. The reason being, as you see, is this puts him at 90 offensive awareness and 90 defensive awareness, and plain and simple, like I said, Matthew Schaefer's IQ, a big part of the reason that he went #1 overall is because his IQ is just absolutely off the charts on both the the offensive and the defensive end, so we of course have to credit that as much as we possibly can. Then for his second one, I just decided to go with controlled deking. I felt like 80 was a little bit low for his stick handling, and 84 feels way more reasonable, especially because I decided not to go with a stick handling ability. And that is how we recreated Matthew Schaefer right here in ESHL. Let's hop right into game one and show y'all why this build would have went number 1 overall as well. Let's get into it. Here we are, fellas, hopping into game 1 with the number 1 overall pick in this year's draft, is of course, and that is Matthew Schaefer. And I'll be honest, I mean, as much as I'm a Flyers fan, I'm so sad to see that the Islanders ended up with this pick. I mean, Matthew Schaefer is going to be an absolute beast. He's going to be a generational talent. There's absolutely no question about it, especially in this draft where, you know, they're obviously going to say that this one, probably after the top 10, may have been a little bit weaker compared to other drafts. But regardless, obviously, we're not going to know until it's all said and done, and you kind of see these players develop regardless of how good they look on paper right now. Go, go. Oh, yeah. I have no stand. Get in. There we go, baby. Beautiful play there from the boys. Let's go. Now, of course, the big question lies, though. Does Matthew Schaefer end up with the Islanders? Obviously, with his talent, you would think he most definitely does. However, with him being injured last year, you really kind of throw around the question, does he explore the NCAA route? From everything I'm seeing, he has no intention of doing that. I don't know how the Islanders feel about it. But from what I'm seeing, Matthew Schaefer just literally wants to play for the Islanders as soon as possible. And you have to admire that because, I mean, the dude's a beast and he freaking knows it, especially when he's fully healthy. And, I mean, I think pretty much everybody who's watched him play, even in that shortened season, knows it damn well, too. Oh my gosh. Ew, Schaefer, what a fucking beauty, baby. That was the perfect Schaefer play. The skating, the vision, the IQ, everything was just beautiful for Schaefer right there. Here we are, fellas, hopping into the second period after a pretty solid first period, but I know we can most definitely do better. More goals, more assists. We're playing really good defense, to be honest, and obviously that's hopefully going to keep going, knock on wood. But only time will tell, I think. Let's go, baby. And another absolutely beautiful goal. Matthew Schaefer just always in the right spot at the right time, it seems like. All right, here we go. Get a little bit of stamina back. Hit him with a little ear. Bang. What an absolute beauty. And there is the hat trick already from this Schaefer build. Just halfway through the second period. All right. Is that what we're doing here? Okay. I'll take it, I guess. I think these dudes might low-key be giving up. Yeah, let's embarrass this dude. Let's make him leave. Oh, no. Okay. I mean, it wasn't the cleanest thing ever, but yeah. I kind of figured on that play they may have had enough. Not much of a surprise that they left after that goal, but as you see, we had 5 goals, 1 assist, 6 out of our 6 points. Just an absolutely remarkable game from the boys and this Schaefer build, of course. Now let's hop right into game 2, where I promise y'all much more of the same. More goals, more assists, more skating, more absolutely beautiful defensive plays as well. Let's hop right into game 2 for y'all. Let's get it. Here we are, fellas, hopping into game 2 with this Matthew Schaefer build after a remarkable first game. Oh my gosh, I thought I was about to do that to them to start us off, and just know if that's how we were starting this game, oh my gosh, I would have went absolutely fucking crazy.
Great positioning by the goaltender to redirect it to the corner, getting it out of danger. Moves behind the net.
Let's go. What a fucking beautiful setup again from this Matthew Schaefer build. Another penalty shot goal out of Schaefer here would be absolutely beautiful for this. And there it is. There's another one. This build, it feels so fucking shifty, like especially on the penalty shots and stuff. You just feel so smooth with your movement with this build, I can't lie. And that is, of course, exactly what I was going for with this Schaefer build. I mean, probably the best skater out of this year's draft, and going to end up being one of the best skaters in the league, especially for a D-man. I don't think there's really much denying that. I mean, he already has this kind of skating, and he's only 17 years old. I mean, What do you think he's going to do when he turns 18 and develops and actually, you know, gets to train with NHL coaches and shit, you know what I mean? There it is. Ew. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's go, Jason. Need a big save out of here, brother. Let me see something. Damn. Well, that fucking sucks. Oh, wow. What the fuck? Okay, yeah, sure, I guess. Now we have a tie game because of two crazy animations, but sure. Nice pick. Let's go, baby. Caught that goalie lacking. Gotta pay attention till the end of the period, brother. Come on, man. Here we are, fellas, hopping into the second period. And of course, I do have to talk about the Islanders' other draft picks because I feel like, as much I hate to admit this as a Flyers fan once again, obviously they knocked it out of the park. It was a super easy decision with the Schaefer pick because, I mean, he was pretty much the lock towards... There was a little bit of debate between Misa and Schaefer, but I mean, I feel like once like everything started to kind of get close to the draft, it became really apparent who the #1 pick was, and that was Matthew Schaefer by a pretty good margin. Oh my fuck, dude, this build is so fucking filthy. And of course, they did get two other absolute studs in Victor Eklund and Kashawn Aitchison. And honestly, I'm a big fan of both of those players, and I feel like the picks that they got both of those players at were absolutely phenomenal value for not one, but literally both of them. And I think, I mean, of course, once again with the Schaefer pick, I think the Islanders easily had one of, if not the best drafts out of pretty much any team in the NHL. Oh my gosh, what a block. Their goalie most definitely misread the shit out of that one. Wow, okay. Are they just getting all these crazy animations tonight? Oh shit. Oh shit, I did not mean to do that. I hate that I can't ever do that move when I actually want to do that move, but I always do it by accident. Fuck me, man. That's me. There we go. Finally. Holy shit. We'll take that. We will absolutely take that. Great defense there. Look at that defense from Matthew Schaefer. Here we are, fellas, hopping into the third period of the second game with this Matthew Schaefer build. And do not worry, there will, of course, be a third game because, yes, those guys did rage quit in that first one. So, you know we, of course, have to make up for that. And I have no idea why their goalie loves that damn spread eagle so much. Nice. Great defense. Okay, well, let's try this again. Let's see if we can finally get another lead and hold on to it for like the 6th time this game. Okay, dude. I just don't know how I don't get an animation there with gold fucking quick pick. That's absolutely insane. Come on. Dude, okay, there's just no fucking way, bro. There's actually no fucking way. Alright, we gotta score something here. No way, dude. Could have shot that top right. I sold, honestly. Go, come on. Let's at least get one for pride here, fellas. There we go, okay. Listen, y'all are still going to be seeing this one because the reality is we don't win every game. We choke some leads, and that's just the reality. So, y'all going to see the good, y'all going to see the bad. But I'm going to say that this is definitely going to contribute to this Schaefer build because, I'll be honest, I feel like I had some solid defensive positioning and I did not get rewarded, so I don't know how I'm feeling about this Schaefer build at the moment, to be real with y'all. Well, that's an absolutely rough second game from this Schaefer build. As you see, we had 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 out of our 7 points. We did play pretty well, but unfortunately, we choked a couple big leads in that game, and we just were not able to get any momentum going our way after that. So we did end up taking a pretty fat L, but do not worry, because like I said, since they rage quit in the first game, y'all will of course be seeing a third game. So let's hop right into game 3, where we will bounce back, get a dub, more goals, more assists, better defense, better everything. Let's hop right into game 3 for y'all. Let's get it. Here we are, fellas, hopping into game 3 with this Matthew Schaefer build, and let's see. Oh, I was not expecting that puck there. Oh shit, thought Jag was low-key on a lefty. Ew. Oh my gosh, we're already starting off like that. All right. Oh, nice. Good fucking toe drag. That's exactly what I meant to do, No way that fucking stayed out, bro. Are you fucking serious? Oh my gosh, how is that still getting through? Oh, good read. Okay. There we go. Okay, but that's the shot. Whatever. Listen, we're making good fucking plays still regardless, but somehow that's the shot that we got rewarded for. All right, yeah, like I said, we definitely are playing this one with a big time fucking vengeance, fellas, and that is most definitely showing here in this first period. Let's go, baby. What an absolute beauty. Bit of a muffin, but Matthew Schaefer is one of the best at shooting through traffic. That is for sure. Our fellas, hopping into the second period of game 2. And I'm honestly going to have to get into these player build rankings because I am a little bit worried that these dudes may end up leaving. I mean, just the way that that first period went, I don't want to jinx it, obviously. But with the way that it's looking thus far, it is definitely a possibility. That's for sure. Ooh. There you go. Finally, Schaefer laid the body. Listen, I haven't been trying to lay the body a whole lot with this Schaefer build because the reality is he's just not a super physical player. I mean, that's something he definitely does have to develop in his game a little bit more. There's not a whole lot for Matthew Schaefer to work on. Obviously, every player has stuff to improve on, but that is definitely one area of improvement for Matthew Schaefer, that's for sure. No fucking way that stayed out too, bro. What is going on? Oh yeah, great fucking stick there from Matthew Schaefer. Now for this Matthew Schaefer build, I gotta be honest, I'm so sorry Islanders fans, y'all are definitely gonna hate me for this one, but Matthew Schaefer is actually going to be coming in at number 15, unfortunately. Just below Wyatt Johnson, but just above the Matthew Tkachuk build. And I'll be honest, there's a few different reasons for this one. As y'all saw, especially in that second game, and there's definitely been a good amount in this game too. I feel like I'm playing passing lanes. With the Lindstrom build, I was playing passing lanes, and I was getting rewarded. With this Schaefer build, it feels like I am not getting rewarded. Obviously, the defense was a little bit better for a Nicholas Lindstrom build, but of course, Matthew Schaefer does play really good defense as well. So, I mean, we should be able to play most of these lanes, and it feels like we are just not getting animations on most of them. But that is a beautiful fucking setup there from Schaefer and a beautiful bury there from Hunt. To be honest, let me talk about why this build is, of course, really, really good. The reason he is ranked a little bit lower than you would probably expect is because, like I just mentioned, I felt like I'm not getting rewarded on defense as much as I would like, and obviously, like I was mentioning before, the physical traits are a little bit low because, I mean, Matthew Schaefer, he's obviously still only 17, like I said, so he has plenty of time to develop that physical part of his game, but he just has not developed it yet. Oh my gosh, I thought I was about to do that. So that's why he's down there, but of course there is some very, very redeeming factors to this build because he is above a good amount of builds as well. So this build, as y'all have been able to see, he is a very, very, very good skater. I love the skating on this build. He feels so freaking smooth to move with, and I absolutely love that about this build. The shot is solid. His passing is very good. His offensive awareness and everything really, really good on this build. So, you know, of course he's going to get rewarded with a lot of different animations and stuff, especially when it comes to like puck pickups. Wow. But of course, he's a phenomenal passer too. He's got pretty good stick handling and everything, and he does control the puck pretty well, honestly, for not having the greatest physical traits in terms of like strength and everything. He does, of course, control the puck pretty well. So I do have to admit that. But there is, of course, like I said, some downfall to this build, and it's like I mentioned before, but he's a really good skater. He's got really good speed, of course, and there's just a little bit that's missing from this build, unfortunately. Oh my gosh, I think I just saved that with my stick. No fucking way. Wait, that actually might be the best fucking play from all. Might be honestly one of the best fucking player build plays I've ever had. That was honestly on me. I think my finger might have slipped. I can't lie, but I definitely was gonna blame the game for that. There we fucking go. Holy shit. It took 8 attempts, but we finally got a fucking dot in there. Holy shit.
Game of inches, and he doesn't miss.
There we go. Good fucking play. And that is definitely the cherry on top, fellas. Yeah, let's go. We'll put another fucking cherry on top. Fuck it, why not? And an absolutely incredible third game from the boys. And of course, this Schaefer build. As you see, we had 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 out of our 7 points on this Schaefer build in this third game. And we definitely played some way better defense in this one. So if y'all did enjoy this Schaefer build and you are enjoying this series, please feel free to drop a like, comment any other players that you want to see me recreate in ESHL down below, and sub with notice on so you don't miss your favorite players in the future. I greatly appreciate you boys watching. Hope to see y'all in the next one. Peace out, y'all.